Hi, and welcome to WebRTC Fiddle of the Month. This time, we're going to look at multiple video tracks in a single peer connection. Now that everyone is moving, or should be moving, towards unified plan, we might have a scenario where what we want to do is to use a single peer connection to bundle or to pack or send multiple video streams. That might be my webcam and screen sharing content. It might be two separate screens that I want to share at the same time, or it might be multiple cameras. And we've seen these kinds of use cases cropping up lately. So Philip, to you, how exactly do we get that done in WebRTC?
Okay, let's take a look at the code. So we have our usual fiddle with two peer connections. We create them, we wire up the onIceCandidate handler, which is slightly wrong. And we have a mapping ID to content, which we're going to use later. Then on the receiving peer connection, we have an onTrack handler, and we look at the track and the stream we get from it. And we log the track ID and the track, as well as the stream ID and the stream, and our ID to content mapping, because we want to know what kind of metadata is associated with that stream.
So let's talk about that a bit, okay? We've created a peer connection. I'm going to send you now two video streams. Let's say two cameras. Not that we're going to do it now, but two cameras, camera A and camera B. And the question is, how exactly do you know which video that you receive come from which camera that I'm sending, right?
Exactly. And the SDP doesn't tell you that. So we need our metadata signaling for that.
Okay, so I'm going to do it out of band of WebRTC, so to speak.
Yes, but you can do it in the same messages. So if you send your offer, you can add a metadata object to it.
Okay,
then we have our negotiation function, which does set local description, which is the implicit creation of an offer and calling set local description with it. And we're extracting the msid lines from the SDP. Because msid is how the stream IDs are signaled and the track IDs. Then we do set remote description, set local description, again implicit is create answer, and call set remote description again. And we have two buttons here. One is to start and call get user media from the camera, which gets us a local stream with a certain stream ID and a certain track ID. And we fill our ID to content mapping saying, this is our webcam. We can put any object in there.
Okay, so this happens on the local peer connection that is sending my camera information, and I simply know that this is the webcam, so I place somewhere the identifier for that. Okay, and in real life, I would take that data and then send it over the network. We don't need to do it now because it's a fiddle that runs on the same page.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we add the tracks to the peer connection. We use the add track variant, which has a stream, because that way we get the stream signaled in the SDP. And we have the similar thing for screen sharing, which calls get display media, adds the ID to content mapping, adds the tracks to the peer connection, and negotiates again. Okay, so let's click the start button. Okay, so we got a local stream with a certain ID here. And in the offer, we get the same stream ID here in the msid line. And we also get a track ID. But the track ID is basically useless because it's not guaranteed to be associated with a local track.
Okay, so what we did was found out the msid for the stream that we're sending out.
Yes.
And then you took that and gave that the name webcam.
Yes.
In the ID to content array that we've got.
And now we're on the other end. We got a track with an ID which is actually the same that we see in the SDP, but that's not guaranteed to be the same. So we can't rely on that. We also get the stream, which again has the msid we see up here in the SDP, and that is guaranteed to be the same.
Okay.
So we can use that. And then we have our content mapping, which says this is our webcam content. And this is on the remote end now. And we can do the same if we have an actual signaling server in between. So that works nicely. So let's clear the console and add screen sharing. Or for fun, let's do tab sharing. So we got the local screen, which has the ID here, and we see this is our old stream ID from the camera, and this is our new stream ID from the screen sharing.
Okay.
On the other end, we get the on-track event with the track ID, which again is not reliable, and the stream ID. And we use that stream ID to look up the content type and
Screen.
its screen.
Okay. So what we've had here is a peer connection with two separate tracks. We've checked what the track ID is, or the stream ID, the MSID for that. We then should pass that information along with the context, what type of video we're trying to send, over to the other end. And there we can use that when we want to look up and understand or distinguish between these two channels, these two tracks, and decide which one is which. Okay. Thank you for this part time, and see you next time.